We are not yet done talking about survey numbers. This time we're joined by OCTA Research President Ranjit Rye. Sir, magandang hapon and welcome to Story Conference.
Magandang hapon, Prof. Long
Magandang
time no
hapon sa inyo
see.
lahat. Magandang
Ayun,
hapon.
ayun, naka-zoom.
To all your televiewers also.
Yes, sir. Good to have you, sir. Sir, of course, OCTA's numbers release notable declines in the numbers of both the President and the Vice President. Kapag kasi we're trying to divine kung anong ibig sabihin at anong possible reasons for the decline. And we've heard several possibilities from Professor Guido. But now let's ask you as the political animal in OCTA. Ano nakikita niyo, sir?
We're all political animals, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Based on the Greeks, no?
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I think. But let's clarify the image, lang, no? Everybody declined in the survey. I think it's fairly consistent with all the other surveys coming out. Except that some people declined nominally and some declined significantly. And a 5-point decline in anybody's quarterly surveys is considered significant by OCTA standards. So in this particular survey, the big decliners are the president, but the biggest is, I think, with the vice president. And we're also, a bit surprised, no? Because if you look at the last 3 months, no? If you look at the whole quarter, it's been a quarter not just of economic, hardship for most Filipinos, no, because of inflation and continuing problems with access to food. But it's also been the country's been in a what some people would say political crisis, some say civil war. There was a extended, a boxing match between two elite families. It seems after the boxing match, the impact is seen in the surveys. I think for the most part, the president's decline is really because of the economic situation. His massive decline in Mindanao also mirrors the data we showed 2 weeks ago about hunger and poverty, which on the whole in the country seems to be on a improving trajectory, very nominal improvement, no? But when you go regionally in Mindanao, where the president's numbers suffered a lot, self-weighted poverty is what? 7 out of 10? That's incredible number. 7 out of 10. That's 70% of all those who were surveyed in Mindanao are saying they are poorer now this quarter than the fourth quarter of 2023. These are bad numbers. So that's reflective of what you're seeing with the president. He had a 6% decline in trust and approval ratings. But what surprised us was the double-digit decline of the vice president, where we saw massive regional declines in
Visayas.
Both performance in Visayas and Balance Luzon.
Prof?
So ano yun? To what do you attribute yung kay Vice President? Kasi medyo pababa na yung mga banat sa kanya nung kabila eh.
Yeah,
and people know naman na she is not directly in charge of the government. Ano kaya yun? Reflection ba yun ng reaction ba yun sa tatay niya, sa mga kapatid niya?
I think to a great extent it's a confluence of many factors. No, I think the most significant would be the political infighting within the unit, whose apex was January, February, and towards the early part of March. And I guess maybe the survey, so much of that conflict was already beyond its apex already, going down. So we see that the last in terms of the big loss in survey numbers, I think it kung baga sa suntukan, parang medyo ito sa round na to panalo yung may natalo more than others. And I think that,
pero I mean directed ba yung sa kanya directly or parang na-pull down siya ng tatay niya at mga kapatid?
It's speculation on our part, but from taking my hat off as a OCTA fellow, political scientist, I think to a great extent, Ami, it's the political noise that has ensued. And the political noise in January, February, and March was the noisiest we've seen in recent years. I've never seen two prominent families, what the call is bardagula, no? And when you social media, maybe Ronald can talk more about this, grabe yung durugan o bardagulan sa social media. And I think it took its toll because I can't see that it's because of any programmatic policy initiative of the
Yes.
president, because the DepEd is the most trusted and best performing government agency this quarter.
Yes.
So to answer a question you raised with Guido a long time ago, people can divorce the head of the agency with the work of the agency, which
Prof,
is the work of the teachers. No?
Yes.
Prof,
Again, it's political. Primarily, I mean,
Prof.
it could be other things also. Yeah.
Prof. Ranjit, bumaba by 6 percentage points. Sabi mo nga, si President Bongbong Marcos. Pero sabi nung isa kong kakilala na expert din sa survey, ay kung 1,200 yung respondents, this is practically within the margin of error. So, medyo insignificant yung pagbaba ni Presidente.
Di naman. Actually, the margin of error for this at the national level is 3%. So he's double that. So this is significant nominally significant, no? As compared to, let's say, the Vice President who went down, let's say, for trust at 9%, no? So, it is what it is. These are still very good numbers. So let me emphasize that 2/3 of the public, almost 7 out of 10 Filipinos trust and approve of the performance of both the President and the Vice President, despite all the challenges, despite all the political noise. And this, I think, is the important thing to emphasize here. There's been so much talk about destabilization. Nobody in their right mind will destabilize with these numbers, no? When you have this kind of support, the government and all the top officials, no? But yes, Ronald is right. There's a more significant decline, erosion in the numbers of VP Duterte once you look at the granular level.
Yeah. Pero di ba, Prof, ang mahalaga kasi yung movement ng numbers, hindi yung absolute numbers. So kung several surveys ay bumababa sila, ay di ba significant din yun? Pero yung isa kong tanong, Prof, bago mo sagutin yan, medyo mataas si Speaker Martin Romualdez, 61%.
Yeah. In our surveys, they're doing both the Senate President and the Speaker of the House. The former Senate President did very well. There was slight, almost nominal erosion for both of them this particular quarter, which also surprised us, no? Given the People's Initiative and all the back and forth criticism on both houses, no? Maybe it's the timing of the survey. We took it end of March. A lot of things had been resolved by that then. In social media, in the news, much of the original noise that came out of the Duterte initiatives all over the country in terms of protests also fizzled out. So I guess we captured a sentiment at a particular time where it seemed to be clear somebody won the initial contest, the initial engagement, no? That's my own position on the issue. There could be some issues, no? Reasons, economic. The president took a very popular stand on West Philippine Sea. You can see that with our other surveys. 7 out of 10 Filipinos support the government as far as its position on the West Philippine Sea, which became a very big issue towards February and March, no? So these are all speculations, but I feel that a big driver in her decline has been the politics that the Duterte family has taken. And it's, while she has been quiet, it's affecting her very badly.
O nga, Prof, kasi the Vice President has tried to keep away from yung bakbakan. It's the father yung lumaratrat in the last 2 months. But still we're seeing significant numbers going down. What does this tell us? She's not going to be shielded by her keeping quiet if her father keeps on doing this?
Dagdag lang doon, Prof, medyo curious ako dahil sabi mo, March kayo gumawa ng fieldwork. Bakit ngayon lang lumabas yung survey?
Okay, it's a good question. We had 2 surveys, national surveys in March. We had a big challenge. We had so many subscribers asking too many questions. So we decided, given the importance of our public service questions, that we would ask them in the second survey that we conducted towards the end of March. So that's what we did, and this is what we got. And so it's a significant finding. I don't think it's going to be permanent. No, these numbers will all change. But it is only the second time, to answer Ronald's question kay Professor Guido. We looked at the numbers. This is the second time, only the second time we saw this kind of erosion in her numbers that are quite dramatic. And dramatic also at the granular level, meaning at the regional level. She lost double digits also in Class D and E. This is her bailiwick,
Yes.
no? It's a big support. So there is a decline in the brand. The brand took a hit. And from an observer standpoint, even in social media, talagang dinurog sila, no? Over the last 2 months, no? I think they lost some momentum in social media, and I don't know who are supporting the vloggers, no? But there's an inordinate amount of pro-Marcos vloggers online, and maybe that also helped, no, in creating this kind of perception among. I think it was the politics in the case of the vice president that was the key driver in moving her numbers down. As far as the
Professor, yung decline, you think it's irreversible? We asked this kahapon sa mathematician niya, ayaw niya mag-project eh. Ikaw,
It's
as a
hard to
political
project,
scientist, seeing the developments, you think the decline, syempre, kung minsan mabagal yan, kung minsan mabilis, pero what do you think? Irreversible ba na yung decline?
No, I don't think it is. No, her numbers after if you remember that discussion on confidential funds, that was the
Yes.
first quarter of 2023. She declined significantly also then. There was so much heat on her. I've never seen so much concerted effort to undermine her, and she wasn't able to respond very effectively. Her numbers show a decline. And then it went up in the fourth quarter. And then it goes down dramatically now. And the political context, no, of her decline is probably the major driver, the major reason why her numbers suffered. Now, it's up to them, no, as a family, as their brand, no. It's declining, in short. So it used to be for almost 2 years. It was basically statistically stable. She's always ahead of the president.
Yes.
Now they're just at par, no. In terms of performance, she's slightly ahead in trust. But, you can see that it's a significant turning point, a tipping point as far as her numbers are concerned. So could this be a trend? We don't know. Could this be continuing erosion? If the politics of division continues to be their strategy, I think she'll really get hurt. No? She's going to become more and more politically irrelevant. And maybe there has to be a rethink about how to engage this particular administration. On the president's part, he has to continue to focus on the job that needs to be done. Mindanao is crying. 7 out of 10 Filipinos are saying they're poorer now there than in the last quarter. So I think they're listening to the data. The last few weeks, they've been going to Mindanao. Everybody's been going to Mindanao, no? And ramping up social development programs there, providing resources. If they are able to help Mindanao in this quarter, I think the numbers will improve for the president.
Okay. Sir, maraming salamat for joining us this afternoon. OCTA Research President Ranjit Rye. Sir, we hope to have you again very, very soon.